Hello everyone. Gosh, I feel quite formal stood in front of this tree. I've just propped my phone up on a tree. Now I feel like I'm some kind of news presenter. See if I can... Ida is here? No, not Ida. Hello everyone. It's Roka and I here. I'm going to put her down quickly because she does not want to be carried. Just out in the forest on a little walk. I've been a little bit quiet, as some of you may have noticed since my last video upload. I had planned to do all sorts of different things over Christmas with videos, and also got all these plans for starting the new year, but actually I ended up spending my Christmas very much focused on being with my family. And sadly, on the 3rd of January, so just nearly a week ago now, my father passed away. I'm not really in a place where I want to talk about that, and don't really think this is the place for that, but I did really want to come on and say a couple of things. For obvious reasons, I'm taking some time off work and I am not doing or thinking about producing the content that I'd planned, but I did want to come on and just share, because I see this as a friendly community. I see you as friends, and I wanted to share with you something that is monumental and has hit, even though it was very much expected because my dad was very unwell. It has hit really hard, and I wanted to share that with you. But I think there was a couple of things I really wanted to say. Firstly, this last week has hit me so hard just how short life is. It's so short. And I think the reason I'm sharing that with you in the context of this channel, which is about eating disorder recovery, is that not only for your life, but also the lives of the people around you, I implore you to do the work that you need to do, to choose to get short-term uncomfortable, short-term shit, long-term freedom. Like, I implore you to do that, because life is really short, both yours, your precious time on this planet, and that of all the people around you that you love and care for. And you can't get those moments back. And I absolutely know firsthand how hard recovery is. But so is spending the rest of your life with an eating disorder. So is the what ifs and the what might have beens and the if onlys and the regret. Like, I know for an absolute fact that if I wasn't recovered now, I would feel it would be weird. I'd have that numbness that comes with an eating disorder, but also that deep down awareness that I wasn't able to be fully present in this, or with him, or with my family, and just so much. But just in general, I really want you to hear loud and clear, when you've seen someone who is so full of life so rapidly deteriorate to a place where they are not in any way full of life, I think it really hits you hard how short life is. And it also hits you of what really matters. I feel like we get bombarded with so many messages of what matters and what should matter, and actually it's times like this where you think, no, that doesn't matter. What matters is family and love and time. And yeah, that was one of the things I really wanted to say. I think the second one I kind of touched on there was that I really encourage you to put your foot so firmly on the accelerator for recovery, because yes, there's no doubt about it, if I was in my eating disorder right now, there would be a numbness that would mean it wouldn't hurt probably quite as much, but I wouldn't be able to be present. I wouldn't have been able to be present with my family over my dad's last weeks of life. I wouldn't have been able to be there on the day when he passed and be present and be real and I wouldn't. And also I'd have had an eating disorder lurking around now in this grieving period. Rebecca just diving through bushes. I'd have had an eating disorder present, just lurking, ready to piggyback off this sadness and piggyback off this moment and this time of relative vulnerability. And it's a huge relief, it's a great joy that I don't have that. I don't think joy is the right word, but I'm going to go with it. I'm not planning on editing this. I don't even know how good the audio is going to be, because I've literally propped you against a tree. I'm trying to stand out of the way of the sunshine. And I think the last thing that I wanted to say as well is how much this last week of going through the kind of, or navigating the grieving process has reminded me of what recovery was like. Grieving is an absolute roller coaster. I know I've read about that and I'd heard about that beforehand, but oh my goodness, it really is. Like, 1 second you're smiling and laughing about happy memories, and next you are desolate, and then you're angry, and then it is a complete roller coaster. And I thought I heard something. Yeah, it's a total roller coaster. And I think that for me, it feels a lot like the same with recovery, where recovery is this wild emotional roller coaster where 1 second you are fiery and on board with it, and the next second you are so lost and so scared and so unsure, and then you're furious, and then you're frightened, and then you're elated, and then you're back to being terrified, and then all of that horrible middle bit where you just don't even know how you feel or what way's up. Like, it's so similar from an emotional perspective. And what I've been doing for myself, navigating this grieving process over the last week, has kind of mirrored almost the way that I approached my recovery journey, which is that there is this whole storm of emotions going on. There is this roller coaster of experience happening. But what you have to do is keep coming back to what you need to be doing to look after yourself and to move forwards. At the minute, for me, that is meaning stepping back from all of my work and responsibilities and saying no to anything and everything that I'm able to. It is making sure that the fridge is stocked up with quick and easy stuff so I can make quick and easy food, because I do not want to be spending time. I don't have the mental bandwidth really to be doing very much, including cooking. So it's having lots of movies and games that I'm replaying, and lots of cuddles and lots of phone calls with loved ones, and lots of quiet, lots of sitting and napping and letting myself lean into the physical roller coaster that this is also being, where 1 second I feel like I just want to make the most of every second, and then the next I'm absolutely exhausted. I feel like, honestly, there's so much overlap. And I just wanted to come on and share that the really important thing to do with that storm going on, with all those emotions happening, is that you double down and focus on what you need to be doing to be looking after yourself. You know, almost taking that third person perspective of zooming out and seeing the situation and knowing what needs to be happening to make sure that you are looking after yourself. And that doesn't always mean doing it on your own. You know, there's a lot of this, and in recovery as well for me, that was about reaching out. You know, yes, you are responsible for your recovery journey, but that doesn't mean you're on your own in this. So it's having those conversations, it's putting those things in place to make sure that you have the support you need. And yeah, it's about coming back to the basics, and it's about giving yourself the space and the time to feel all of the things that come up, to feel it all. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're a good girl, we're going in a second. Yeah, to feel all of the things that come up and to let yourself be in that, to ride it out, but to keep looking after yourself. And in recovery, that means sitting and resting. It means eating. It means honouring your hunger. It means doing the opposite actions. It means coming back to those core recovery components of the neural rewiring and that nutritional rehabilitation. It's about coming back to those things and those actions and making that happen regardless of the storm, and looking after yourself and showing yourself compassion, all of those important things, but also being really honest with yourself that you have to just keep doing the things that are going to move you to the place that you want to get, where you're free of this. So yeah, I think that's everything I kind of wanted to come on and say. Thank you to everyone who has sent messages of condolences and support. It really does mean a huge amount to me. And as I say, I like to think of this channel as a friendly space where we are friends. You know, my style is very, very relaxed. This is exactly as it would be if we were just stood together in this random bit of woods. So yeah, thank you again. And I'm not sure when my next video will be out. I'm just going to wait and see when I fancy making content again. That might be in a week's time, that might be in a month's time, I'm not sure, but I'm going to very much let myself go with the flow, and it might just be that things are a little bit more sporadic for a little while, but I'm allowing that. with compassion and unconditional permission to listen to my body, because that is something that is very important in recovery, but it isn't something that finishes with recovery. It's not like you kind of get to the end of recovery and then something changes. Like, that's no different in recovery as it was for now. So yeah, thank you.